Hi, my name is Robin with LarkinTrainingRoom.com. Today we'll be doing a band and body weight workout. So you'll need a band and a way to anchor the band. Check out my YouTube channel for some ways that you can anchor bands at home. Now I'm going to be using an NT loop, but you could use a Superband if you have that. Let's get warmed up. Start out your warm-up by lying down on your side. I have a little pillow underneath my neck to support my head. My knees are stacked and my hands are stacked. Open up your chest to the ceiling, rotating as far as you can to the other side, exhaling, and return. Try to keep your knees stacked on top of each other throughout. If you need to, you can place a small pillow or a yoga block in between your knees if that makes you feel more comfortable. Let's do one more on this side. Then I'm going to roll over facing away from the camera. Stack those knees. Stack the hands and open up. Take a peek at you when I get over here. If you can get your arm all the way to the ground, great. If not, just get as far as you can. Make sure that you keep the breath flowing. If you tense up anywhere as you do this, it's going to inhibit your mobility. We want to release your mobility. Going one more here. Great, turn over to your front. We're going to be mobilizing the ankles and getting into a plank position. So I'm gonna come up on my hands, place my toes on my opposite heel, and pike my hips up towards the ceiling to get that heel as close to the ground as I can. And then I rock back into a plank in between each one. So I'm doing whatever I need to do with my hips, piking them up into a tent position to bend my ankle and get my heel down towards the ground. And let's switch to the other side. Hips go up, ankle goes down. Really, you'll probably feel a calf stretch at the same time as you do this because you're also mobilizing the calf as well as the ankle joints. Let's just do one more here. And we'll stand it up. Squat to stretch. Reach down to touch your toes or touch the floor. And then from here, pull yourself down, pry the knees open, lift the chest into a squat. Back down to reach towards the toes. For this part, your back can round, and that's okay. Pull yourself down into a squat. Here we want a neutral spine and a lifted chest. So check yourself out in a mirror if you have one handy, or really pay attention to your spine. You might need to be up here to have a neutral spine. If you can get down here and have a neutral spine, that's great. So stretch, forward fold, hamstring stretch, reach for the toes, pull yourself down into a squat, pry those knees open. Stretch and squat. Let's do two more because it just feels good. Forward fold. Stand up tall. Reverse lunge. Diagonal reach. I'm going to do all one side first. Reaching over, separate the ribs. Get your knee close to the ground if you can. One more here. And switch. Reverse lunge, diagonal reach, up and over. Opens up the ribs, opens up the hips. Warming up those legs as well. One more. All right, we're gonna pretend that we have a jump rope in our hands. We're gonna do that same motion, little hops, landing softly on the balls of the feet, making circles with the wrists, imaginary jump rope. Get that nervous system up and running. Gentle hops, little hops. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Hope you're warmed up. Grab a drink of water. We're gonna start out with our first circuit coming up. In your first circuit, you're going to need to set up your band somewhere relatively low, about knee height, for the third exercise. We got 35 seconds of work and 25 seconds of rest. Let's get started. We got an arrow lunge to a hop for our first exercise. Reach down and lift the knee up or add a hop. So I'm stepping that leg straight back, hinging at the hips, and reaching for the ground. You don't have to hop. If you want to add a great bounce component to it, just lift the knee up and bounce on one leg for a second. Obviously, it's a little more difficult when you hop on that one foot. Shake it out, and we're gonna hit the other leg up next. I'll angle this way. So that leg steps straight back, and you are hinging at the hips, optional hop on a single leg. 10 seconds to go. Because I have more time to rest, which is good. 3, 2, 1. Arrow lunge. This has a lot of good carryover to running and jumping. Power is the ability to move fast. It's one of the first things that you lose as you age. So adding little hops in a safe setting are a great way to maintain that level of power. We're gonna take it down to the floor. As you can see, I have my NT loop anchored to the wall. I'm gonna have my back to the anchor point, grab a hold of the band, pull it into place so there's tension on it. Brace your core, and then lift your knees up over your hips. So I'm gonna lower both my legs down to the floor, keeping my lower back close to the ground and tension on that band. So here's your option. You can lower one leg at a time, more like a dead bug, if you feel that your back is lifting when you do both legs. Really want to keep that core and pelvic integrity throughout this whole drill. This band really adds a little something, something. Take a rest. We're going right back into our leg work. 35 seconds per leg, lunging back and hopping. Ooh, that core one was surprisingly hard. Ooh, I felt that. All right, get ready. Arrow lunge, option, take out the hop, and just lift that knee up high. What do you think about that, Stevie? She always seems to know when I'm filming and comes down to bug the cameraman, distract him. Woo, all right. Stever, come here. Say hi to everybody. Help me out here. Yeah, I know. It's so nice to be a cat, isn't it? They don't worry about exercising or working out. They just do their thing. Other side, arrow lunge. She loves scratching all the surfaces in my gym. Especially when we're filming. Hang on, that's 15 seconds left. Those bamboo sticks. Reaching down. Great single leg drill. Really gets the butt burning. Taking it down for our band resisted leg lowers. You can always use a Superband if you have those at home. Gonna put some tension onto that band, preload the upper body and the core, brace hard, get those knees in a position. Another option, if you want to make it harder, is to take the legs straighter throughout. I'm gonna keep mine a little bit more bent because I really want to make sure that I'm keeping my lower back towards the ground. I want to be honest with myself. I can still give it a 10 out of 10 effort here. Oh, you can hear me breathing hard here. And relax. One more time through. These leg drills, they add up. 10 seconds left. I'm gonna get into position, ready to go. Do your best. That's all we can do. How are those hops coming? You trying any of those hops? I feel like mine are getting lower and lower. Shake it off. Last time on the other side. Hang on. Stever, why don't you help me out? She's lying down. It's very exhausting watching someone else exercise, apparently. Get ready, other side. Reach and leap. And make sure as you fatigue, you're not rounding that back. Keep a neutral spine. That chest should be lifted. Almost there, 5 seconds. Ooh, enough of that one. Last time with our leg lowers. Play around with that spot that gives you just the right amount of resistance. Not too much, not too little. Brace those abs, exhale like you're blowing into a balloon. Pull that band into place. Core integrity. That's a big job of your core. Keep your pelvis stable, while the limbs move. That's why it's so important for runners and walkers to do these kinds of exercises. They're gonna help you out. Shake that off, grab some water. Circuit 2, coming up next. Three exercises for your next circuit. You're gonna need the NT loop once again. We're gonna start standing up though with some squat pulses into a reverse lunge. So I'm gonna get low, do 3 pulses, and then step back. 3 pulses, other side. As you can see, I'm staying low. I'm not standing up in between these, so I'm keeping more muscles under tension throughout. But if you need to stand up at any point, do it. 3 pulses, step back to a lunge. Starting to burn a little bit. How low can you go? Whew. All right, so if you have an NT loop or a Superband, you're gonna fold it in half and then put it over your arms like a sweater. We're gonna use this to give us some assistance during our push-up. The other way you can help yourself out is to elevate your hands onto a couch or a counter or some surface. But this band will also help you. It's giving me assistance at the hardest part of my push-up, which is near the bottom. Kind of getting me out of the pocket there, down low. I prefer that you do push-ups on the toes and elevate the hands as opposed to dropping the knees down, because you need to learn to keep that plank throughout. So if you're gonna modify, raise those hands or give yourself a band. Next step, I'm gonna put the loop around my feet and then scooch it up above my knees. Lie down on the back, push out against that band, and we're gonna bridge the hips. I'm keeping some outward tension on that band throughout. So not only am I working my gluteus maximus, I'm working my gluteus medius, which abducts the hip, by pushing outward on that band. Whew. You could also do this without a band if you don't have a band at home, as well as the push-up. Shake it off. We're standing up again for our triple pulse to a lunge. Shake out those legs. 7 seconds to go. Pulse, 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 and lunge. I'm staying low. How low can you go? Keep that chest up. If you have writing on your front of your t-shirt, the person in front of you should be able to read that writing, so you're not hunched over. Building up the burn in those legs. Remember, you can always stand up, take a little rest if you need to. All right, taking my band, folding it in half, putting it on like a sweater, just above the elbows, so it's gonna be around my chest. At the bottom for my push-up. Here we go, find that plank. Grab the ground. Hopefully I'm not making too much noise because my band's kind of hitting my microphone. Just do what you can with those push-ups. If you get tired, you can throw in some mountain climbers to break up the push-ups a little bit more. Or take a rest as needed. Oh, that third round coming up is gonna be really hard. All right, put the loops back around the feet. Pull that tight, up and over the knees. Get some tension on there to push apart, push against. And bridge. Another option, if you want to make this even a little harder, you could put your feet up on a surface, like a couch. That increases the range of motion and make this even a little harder. I'm really pushing out against that band to get my glutes activated and squeezing all the way up to the top. Want to work that butt? Got to activate it. Shake it off. One more time through. With your squat pulse to reverse lunge. Coming up. Gonna Stever. Jeez. 3 pulses, lunge. Do you have pets that like to work out with you? It could be motivating. It could be distracting. Ah, yeah. Feeling that. Okay. These push-ups are gonna be tough. See if I can do 35 seconds worth. I might need to elevate my hands and use the band to get through these. But it's my last round of these, so hang tough, Robin. Woo! All right, grab the ground, find your plank. As you can see, my elbows are not flaring out wide like a chicken wing. If you looked at me from the top, I would be more of an arrow shape with my elbows. That's what we want. Better for the shoulders. Better all around. Oh, I'm starting to fade. Come on, Robin. You can do it. Oh, yes. All right. Around the foot. Around the foot. Grab it. Loop it over. If you're looking for one band to rule them all, couldn't go wrong with the NT loop. And I get nothing by saying that, I promise. It's a great band. It's very comfortable. So if it's around your body or you're holding onto it, it's just a more comfortable texture than a Superband. You can get away with a Superband, but an NT loop is more comfortable. It's a very versatile band. And the new ones come with door anchors. Mine's the older version, doesn't have a door anchor. If you buy one now, you get one with a door anchor. It's a win-win. Okay, that was the end of your second circuit. Grab some more water, one more circuit to go. For the third circuit, I've anchored the band back to the wall, approximately knee height. If you have it a little higher or a little lower at home, that's totally fine. We're gonna start out with a split squat with a one-arm row. So I'm gonna grab a hold of the band, and that same leg is gonna step back. I'm gonna split squat down and roll my way to the top. Let me give it some more tension on there. Squat and row. Make sure you use those muscles around the shoulder blade to pull and not just the arm. My shoulder blade protracts and retracts into this movement. Get as low as you can. If you need to just do a little bend, that's fine. Guess what? We have to do the other side now. So we're gonna be switching hands, switching the leg that steps back. Now, if you want to, you can just grab the end, or you can reach through and grab whatever feels more secure to you, you can do. Getting ready. Other foot takes a big step back. I'm up nice and tall. Down and row. So this is called a combination exercise. I am working my lower body and my upper body at the same time. More muscle demand, a little more functional. Might get your heart rate up more too because you're using more muscles. Do the best you can. And rest. Up next, another challenging core exercise that uses lots of muscles. We're gonna do a bear crawl. So I'm gonna set up on my hands and my knees. I'm going to slightly lift my knees up off the ground. Whoop. Take some steps forward and some steps backward. Now, if that is really hard for you, stay in place and do some bird dogs. That is your option if the bear crawl is a little bit too much for you right now, because this is a challenging exercise. Make sure you take little steps, not big steps. Just a couple steps in each direction. We'll do it. Great. We're going back around already. Split squat to row. Grab that band. I'll grab the end this time. Same leg steps back into my split squat position. Make sure you find a spot with some good tension on it. Down and pull. So a really great reason to be able to anchor bands at home is so that you can do pulling exercises, which are often neglected at home if you just have body weight. So by anchoring this band down, I get some great posterior chain work through my upper body. Pulling that band. Shake it out. We're gonna hit up that other side. Coming up. 10 more seconds of rest. Purpose of rest, get the heart rate down as much as you can. Here we go, other side. As you come up out of the split squat, you're gonna be rowing at the same time. It's a double whammy. Legs and back. Forgot to say, if you need something to hold on to for balance, just grab a broomstick or a dowel. You can hold on to that. Up next, bear crawls. Your option being a bird dog for less intensity. Just alternate sides, hold it for a second or two, and then switch. So you want to keep your hips, your knees pretty low to the ground. Grab the ground with your hands. Another option would be to just stay in place and lift one leg at a time. That's a little harder than a bird dog, but a little bit less demanding than the full bear crawl where you're having to coordinate going forwards and backwards. Sometimes people have a hard time moving opposite limbs at the same time. Comes naturally to babies, but we adults have to relearn those skills sometimes. All right, one more round through those. I know you're starting to feel a little tired, but hang with me here. Grabbing that band. That same leg will step back, down, and pull. Hang on. That's 15 seconds left. Feeling those pulling muscles, are you? The lats, muscles around those shoulder blades. Shake it out. That side's done. One more side to go. Ten-second countdown. Remember, same arm, same leg, steps back. Nice big step. Down and row. Any pulling exercise is often also called a row. So when you hear row, think, I'm pulling something towards me. 15 seconds left. Oh, almost there. Yes. Oh, all right. Stever, you want to crawl with me? You don't care. All right. Last time, mini bear crawls in 10 seconds. It's a muggy day outside. All right, get ready. Do your option if you need to. Little steps. Knees close to the floor. Grab the ground. See how my opposites are moving at the same time? "15 seconds left. Bear crawls, in case you hadn't noticed, also use a lot of muscles all throughout the body. All right. Wow, you did all the work. Take a drink of water. We'll come back in a minute for your cool down. We did lots of tough leg work today. Let's make sure we stretch out the quads. So grab a foot, reach towards the ceiling. You may want to stand near a wall if you have any balance issues. I don't want anyone falling over. Hold that. Keep your knees close together and lined up. That'll increase the stretch. And switch. Other side, if you can, reach towards the ceiling. Make your body long and tall. Other side. Reach. And one more. Feels good. Quads are lengthening out. They've been worked hard today. Now, sit your hips back. Step one leg out in front. Sit back and feel this hamstring stretch. Evening out, stretching the front of the leg, stretching the back of the leg. And switch. Let's finish up that cool down with an IT band stretch. Step one foot behind the other foot. And then reach up and over. We're getting everything along that side. Couple breaths. And switch. Step one foot behind the other foot. Up and over, reach. Yeah, did you have a good time too? Okay. Thanks for coming, everybody. Drink lots of water today. We'll see you next time.